news for you. I'm Roy Wood Jr. In the news this week. In business news, here's a live look at your 401k. Democratic leadership unveils their latest plan to fight Trump and Elon.
Hello?
On Amber's team tonight, you know him from Around the Horn, Highly Questionable, and his podcast, The Right Time with Bomani Jones. And we want to thank him for being here because he's stepping in for an injured Kyrie Irving. It's Bomani Jones. And joining Michael tonight, he is a very, very funny comedian who has written for Saturday Night Live, and his new special, Instant Karma, drops April 1st on Netflix. Check it out when it autoplays a millisecond after you finish Love is Blind. It's my dog, Nimesh Patel. Let's do it. Let's get into the biggest stories of the week. Amber, Bomani, watch the clip and tell me what's the story.
Okay, so I'm driving. That's planes lately.
Yeah.
That's trains lately.
Yeah.
And that's the Titanic.
Yeah.
So everyone's losing money.
He's fucking up my money.
Yes. Regarding the U.S. economy, there's one word everybody's talking about, but nobody wants to say, what is that word regarding the economy?
Does it rhyme with Shremeshin?
Here's the scary word.
I'm seeing a lot of people worried about a word that starts with R.
That big, nasty R word.
The dreaded R word, recession.
Now, what's President Trump saying about whether we're headed for a recession?
He ran on taming inflation and getting the already very good economy into a better position. And what he's done is the opposite of that.
Here's President Trump answering the question in an interview that aired on Sunday.
Are you expecting a recession this year?
I hate to predict things like that. There is a period of transition. It takes a little time.
You sound like we trying to explain to a girl why you can't go for round two. You know? Earlier this week, this happened.
Wall Street suffered its worst day of the year.
The Dow dropping nearly 500 points today, down more than 1,300 points in 2 days.
That's not that bad, right? That's not...
Lucky for me, all my money's in eggs, so I'm doing great.
Which of Trump's economic policies are being blamed for the current doom and gloom?
Oh, the part where he and his rich little friends take all our money?
But what was the policy that, like, how do you...
I'll explain the policy. Trump and his rich little friends take all our money.
I feel like...
Got it. Why didn't you say it like that? The answer is it's mostly inconsistency around Trump's tariffs.
It's like, you know, he puts the tariff in, he puts the tariff out, he puts the tariff in, he puts the tariff out, then he does the hokey pokey, and he turns us all around.
Tariff to the left, tariff to the right.
Hands on your knees, hands on your knees.
Everybody tariff wine.
Oh, we are black tonight.
Now, how's Trump's economic team defending the president's chaotic trade policies?
They're lying.
Here's Trump's Secretary of Commerce, Howard Lutnick.
This fucking guy.
Will these policies be worth it if they lead to a recession, even a short-term recession?
These policies are the most important thing America has ever had.
Here's a fun fact from Friday to share at parties.
As of last night, more than $5 trillion in value had been wiped from the markets in just 3 weeks. More money than the GDP of every country on earth, other than the U.S. and China.
We can lose more than most countries have? I feel great about that. We're number one, baby.
Question, what do you think the CEOs are going to do about all of this?
Absolutely nothing, which is what I would do if I were CEO. You gotta put yourself in the mind of a CEO.
Okay.
Like, who cares about poor people?
This is good leadership talk right here.
Listen, man, someone's got to be the voice of reason in this room right now.
Even though CEOs are reportedly feeling universal revulsion against Trump economic policies, a majority of CEOs said the stock market would have to fall another 20 to 30% before they take a stand.
Life is good.
own stocks?
I feel like money is their whole thing.
Eggs. They all have eggs.
What is it about CEOs that operate like that, Nimesh? Now, you, for real, legit, have a finance background.
And here I am. Everyone in the business world knew that this was going to happen. Everyone, like, for the first month after November, everyone's like, oh, stocks are going to go up. He's going to deregulate everything. Then they saw tariffs are going to take place. They're like, okay, let's put our money. Buffett put, what, $300 billion to the side.
Really?
And was just waiting, like, okay, when's this idiot going to do what we think he's going to do? And it's another 20, 30%. Plow all your money in and just sit and coast. Until then, eggs.
Here's CNBC's senior economic reporter with his thoughts.
I'm going to say this at risk of my job, Kelly, but what President Trump is doing is insane. It is absolutely insane.
Well, and we could go into the strategy of the insanity as a strategy in terms of our trading.
Insanity is not a strategy. I'm sorry.
Insanity is not a strategy. Everything's fine. Insanity is not a strategy. Excuse me 1 second. On Thursday, Trump dropped his latest trade bomb on our friends across the pond.
The president says he will put a 200% tariff on wine, champagne, and other alcoholic products from the European Union.
That is in retaliation to a 50% tariff that the EU put on U.S. whiskey.
And hitting all of us who enjoy a nice glass of Italian wine or French champagne.
You better not wake up them wine mamas.
As long as he doesn't touch my Canadian-made fentanyl, I'm fine.
Question. What were the latest shots fired in the trade war Trump started with our neighbors to the north?
I heard Justin Trudeau threaten to go in blackface again.
That did happen. After Trump slapped new levies on Canadian steel and aluminum, the Canadian government slapped back with retaliatory tariffs on $29.8 billion worth of American goods. Here's Canada's finance minister.
But let me be clear. This is not something that we want to do. This is not something that we like to do. But it's something that, unfortunately, we are being forced to do.
That's the same shit your mama say before you give you a whooping.
That was the cutest accent I have ever heard. I have no idea what that meant. Why you? So cute.
Trump gave Canada a fair and surefire way to end this tariff war and the trade war. What was Trump's offer to Canada?
He said he'll stop it if they give us 50% of everything they own.
No, that was Ukraine.
Oh, sorry.
You got it half right. We will get rid of the tariffs if you give us 100% of everything you own and become the 51st state.
Trump said Canada can end the trade war by becoming our 51st state. That is true. But here's his logic. This is his logic.
It makes a lot of sense. And by the way, when you take away that artificial line that looks like it was done with a ruler, and that's what it was. Some guy sat there years ago and they said, rah. Well, when you take away that and you look at that beautiful formation of Canada and the United States.
Am I the only person to notice that Trump was like Canada, and then he did this?
You're like, Canada got a Coke bottle by it.
All that syrup goes somewhere, Roland.
Angry Canadians have been booing the America's national anthem at sporting events, yes, and they've been boycotting American products, yes, but nothing hits harder than what they're doing now.
At first we were afraid, we were petrified.
Oh, yes, they did.
You're not so great. There's not a snowball's chance in hell we'll be your 51st state.
I would rather war.
Uh-huh.
All right, Michael and Nimesh.
Yes.
Watch the clip and tell me what's the story.
All right. Oh, there's two monkeys. Now there's two more monkeys. The White House. We've got
used car dealers.
Okay, I got it. The Tesla Toyota-thon that took place on the White House lawn this week.
According to the president, it's pronounced Tesla.
Ah, Tesla.
The story is Trump and Elon's codependent relationship. Who's the real president? Who's benefiting who? And what do they have to do to get you behind the wheel of a brand new Tesla right now?
When I saw this, I was thrilled because this is what I wanted. Like, we knew the Trump presidency was going to be bad, but we also knew some hilarious shit was going to go down. This is the shit I was after. Bring a bunch of Teslas to the White House and hawk them. That rules. It rules.
Am I crazy, or isn't it illegal for government employees to hawk their own shit on the White House lawn?
Look, Elon's not even the head of Doge, just the lady that's down in Mexico.
Right. To me, it's wrong. I wouldn't use this platform to advertise my honey-baked hams, which are delicious, but I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean?
On Monday, the company's shares fell 15%, meaning the company has now lost over $800 billion in the last 3 months. The losses are finally starting to get under Elon's skin. Here he is talking to Larry Kudlow.
You giving up your other stuff? I mean, how are you running your other businesses?
With great difficulty. Yeah.
That is a band like discovering self-awareness in real time. And every man has done the eyebrow. People are protesting Tesla dealerships. How have Republicans been reacting to all of this?
Well, you know, Republicans love electric vehicles.
Here's the pride of CNN, Scott Jennings, on the topic.
Elon Musk currently holds a position of trust in our government. He is a top advisor to the President of the United States, and there's clearly a bunch of people out there who are targeting him and his products specifically. If that's not terrorism, I'm not sure what is.
And you must not be sure what is terrorism.
But if I don't want to buy a Tesla, that's terrorism?
Yes.
Oh, I'm a terrorist. Oh, that's nice. I really grew up to be something.
As a terrorist, I find it very offensive. They call this terrorism. I remember when terrorism took some balls. All right? It's nonsense.
All right, question. Who can tell me what happened this week that might get in the way of Doge's never-ending fire fest?
Someone stands up to them?
Let's hear it.
Breaking news, a federal judge has ordered the Trump administration to reinstate probationary workers let go in mass firings across multiple agencies.
Yeah, that's right. U.S. District Judge William Alsup, who looks like a teacher that made you fall in love with poetry, Alsup laid down the law and took back some pink slips in a ruling saying the Departments of Veterans Affairs, Agriculture, Defense, Energy, Interior, and Treasury all have to rehire employees fired by Doge. In the ruling, Alsup wrote, quote, "It's a sad day when our government would fire some good employees and say it was based on performance, when they know good and well that's a lie." And he called the firings, quote, "a sham."
I mean, it's refreshing to hear someone speak articulately about what's going on in the world.
Are you just going to make an actual... You're going to make an actual earnest point?
I mean, I haven't heard anything.
This is not the show for that, Nimesh.
It's just like it's so refreshing to hear someone like, no, what's happening is bad and it needs to stop. That hasn't been said in the last 4 months.
Pretty much every Democrat stood up to Doge except Chuck Schumer.
Oh.
It was a wild week. I'm gonna let y'all get it out your system. It was a wild week for old Chuck. On Wednesday, he declared that Democrats would vote no on the Republican funding bill, even if it caused a shutdown.
Republicans are calling it the Schumer shutdown.
A Schumer shutdown. The Schumer shutdown.
This Schumer shutdown is going to be owned by Chuck Schumer.
Who stopped the Schumer shutdown?
I have a guess. Was it Chuck Schumer?
Chuck Schumer himself, who Thursday night broke with his party and decided he would be supporting the Republican spending bill after all. Here's the Schumernator.
The potential for a shutdown has consequences for America. Therefore, I will vote to keep the government open and not shut it down.
It was President Trump who posted, quote, "Congratulations to Chuck Schumer for doing the right thing. Took guts and courage."
I would be so heated.
What is it you all think Trump wants from his relationship with Elon?
Money.
Human connection. Elon has 14 children. He still never felt love.
Here's one theory on what Trump wants from Elon from Fox News.
Good news for Donald Trump is if something does go wrong, just blame Elon Musk and don't take any responsibility.
Yeah, that's probably right. Kevin Cork, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, Jason nailed it. It's the best of all worlds. You maybe save some money along the way. If it doesn't go so hot, you have the perfect fall guy. But I'll say this, I love it for this country.
Now, when you work at Fox, the makeup ladies are white. And the reason why we can tell that is how that man looked.
That was...
They should not have done that to that man.
Yeah. That's Justin Trudeau.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back.
It is time for Live Curious. Here's how Live Curious works. I give you 3 biographical details about a public figure. Only one of those details is the truth. You have to guess which one is the truth and then figure out which are dirty, filthy, nasty lies. Let's get started. Time for 3 facts about Wolf Blitzer. Ooh. CNN's own. Our facts are, he was an intern for Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. He has a cocktail named after him called the Wolf Spritzer. He once got locked in a TD bank overnight. Which is the truth?
I want him to have been locked in the bank overnight. That's what I need. It's what I want.
I'm going to say number 2 is true because I think it's something Anderson Cooper orders every night.
Wolf Blitzer has a cocktail named after him called the Wolf Spritzer.
Good job.
The El Presidente restaurant in D.C. is the home of the cocktail where Wolf posted a photo of himself enjoying the namesake drink. Aww. Go back to that picture of Wolf Blitzer. That boy buzzed.
He got locked in a bank vault after having that drink.
Bonus points. Does anyone know what major news story broke the same day Wolf Blitzer posted that photo?
Oh, I forgot. It was a big one.
Give me a news event in the last year that would have been so major that you would call Wolf Blitzer on a Sunday.
Oh, was it Joe Biden dropping out of the race?
Points to Bomani Jones.
I told you it was a big...
Is that a Sunday?
That was a Sunday. Joe Biden dropped out of the 2024 election and Wolf Blitzer had to go to the office.
But he pulled it together, though. Let's give him credit. He went from that first picture to that picture. He rallied. He pulled this together.
He got on TV and was like, this just in. You're never gonna believe it.
The trend of famous people with their own liquor brands is bigger than ever. I'm going to name a liquor brand, and you tell me which celebrity has a stake in it. First up, Beach Whiskey.
Ludicrous.
You know what? To Michael's credit, a lot of them black alcohol brands do be in them colored bottles like that.
Yes.
I guess I shouldn't have said color. I should have said
You should
colorful.
not have said color.
No.
Colorful bottles. The brand is Beach Whiskey, which you can get an island coconut or bonfire cinnamon flavor. Who is the celebrity owner?
Oh, my God. My parents have a liquor store, obviously, so I feel like I should know.
I'm sorry.
Let it ride.
I want to know.
No.
Okay.
But it's a joke he can tell that we can't. We're not usually in that position.
I get one.
The answer is it's Billy Bush. Yeah, now we know what he's been up to since that Access Hollywood tape. The next alcohol, Digits Bourbon. Who is the celebrity owner of Digits Bourbon?
This is some guy reaching for one last go or something. It's Morgan Freeman?
Hey, man. We let you slide telling jokes about your own. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, it's Scottie Pippen.
He's right, it's Scottie Pippen. How did you know that?
Because remember when it sounded like he really needed some money, he had some shit to promote. He was out here pushing finger vodka.
Bulls legend Scottie Pippen, third member of the Bulls dynasty, actually to launch a liquor brand. Michael Jordan's got the tequila. Dennis Rodman has the original badass premium vodka, which is the real name of Dennis Rodman's vodka.
Who's the person in 2025 that is like, I got to drink what Dennis Rodman drinks? Sorry, the persons.
I'm drinking that.
Yeah, that looked good.
Yeah, man. You become friends with Kim Jong-un if you drink that.
But Jordan and Rodman never started a commercial half as cool as this one.
Cargo's original submarine, Mr. Submarine.
This is 1 6-footer. I can't handle one-on-one. Ladies, let's have a party.
Choose from Mr. Submarine's great lineup of your favorite subs. Mr. Submarine's king-size sub, a regular sub piled high with your favorite meats and cheeses.
For the best tasting meal around, Mr. Submarine is the real stuff.
Cargo's original submarine, Mr. Submarine.
You telling me he had problems with money?
All right, time for 3 facts about Fox News correspondent Peter Doocy, seen here having just dealt it. Our facts are, he attended college on an a cappella scholarship. He claimed his daddy could beat up Al Roker. He keeps a Christmas tree up all year.
Oh, wow.
Which one of these is the truth, Amber Bomani?
Each more plausible than the last.
Yeah.
My God. I think for sure he has a Christmas tree up all year, but don't he look like he said some shit like my dad could beat Al Roker's behind?
He also looks like he sings a cappella.
We pick number 2.
Number
What do you
2,
think,
over here.
Nimesh? I didn't know a cappella scholarships were a thing, and if they are, they need to be eliminated entirely.
So you want to go with number 3?
I'm gonna go with 3.
The answer is number 2. Peter Doocy claimed that his dad, Steve Doocy, could beat up Al Roker. Peter made the claim while breaking child labor laws at Fox News in the 90s.
We're here to see what our dad does while he's at work. He's a real good weathercaster. In fact, if Al Roker's kids are watching, my dad can beat up your dad any day.
You might think that you could beat Al Roker up, and I assure you, Al Roker will tear the top of your head off like the top of a jelly jar. There's no man that age, that black, doing that much smiling on television without some darkness on the backside. Al Roker will fuck his daddy up.
That's been like curious. It's time now for Missing Words. Here's your headline. Man shot by blank, police say.
Luigi Mangione.
I was thinking man shot by police say.
Man shot by dog in Frasier, police say. Here's the local newscast breaking the story.
I want to get you to some breaking news just out of our newsroom here at Fox 13. A man is in the hospital after being shot in the leg overnight. Memphis police say he was shot by his dog. Seriously. I don't think that's right. This happened just before 4 a.m. at a home on Whitney Avenue in Frasier. Wow.
It says a lot about that neighborhood, though, that whoever did the headline was like, no, put exactly where it was.
Here's your headline. Huge number of people admit they'd feel comfortable with their partner being blank.
In some other room.
What dark relationship? You have on a wedding ring.
You can talk with us if you want.
Baby, I'm coming home, don't worry.
Answer, huge number of people admit they'd feel comfortable with their partner being intimate with a robot.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, yes. The question is, what kind of robot are you cool with?
Right, like what if it's just the Roomba and you walk in and...
According to a new Zip Health survey, of 1,000 people asked, 1 in 4 respondents said they'd be comfortable with their partner being intimate with a sex robot modeled after themselves. Why the robot gotta look like you? Why I gotta look like your ass? Why can't I, like, is it like detachable heads? You swap out the heads, like.
It could look like me, but it has to look a little bit worse.
Here's your headline. The U.S. is making more seizures of blank than fentanyl at its Canadian and Mexican borders.
It's not eggs, but what's
What else is illegal? Livestock, vegetables.
What's got more street value than fentanyl at the moment?
I think you were right with eggs.
Answer. The U.S. is making more seizures of illegal eggs than fentanyl at its Canadian and U.S. borders.
I did not know the answer.
According to border data, the U.S. has reported a 29% increase in eggs being detained at ports of entry compared to the same period last year, with the San Diego field office noting a 158% increase in egg interceptions.
Wait a second. Why were they tracking smuggled eggs before this? They've got records of egg smuggling going back years and years?
Yeah, the bird flu and all that weird shit. You can't just be bringing in outside eggs and produce and strawberries and all of that. They count them. Here's the answer on what they're doing with the eggs.
As for the eggs being seized at the border, CBP officers destroy them by incinerating them.
Oh, no, that's like setting money on fire.
Yes. Why would you do that? You could take it to the Waffle House or a Denny's or something. You could set up an omelet bar at Customs. That was Missing Words. More after the break. Welcome back. I got news for you. It's time for the Offendometer. Here's how it works. Teams have to tell us who's the offender, what they did, and who they offended. Let us begin. Who's this offender?
Oh, no. She didn't pass out more handies, did she?
So that's Lauren Boebert, and she is a congresswoman from Colorado, and she's been offensive pretty much throughout her entire tenure as a representative, so it's hard to know what she did.
Last week, this show was about the week that was.
Don't condescend to me, Roy.
She offended Representative Al Green. Oh. Does anyone know what she did to offend the Democratic representative?
If I hear about this, it better not make me upset.
It's going to.
I can't. I've been having such a nice time today.
Not no more.
I don't want to do this.
I think she called him a pimp.
No!
Right?
I will fuck her up. What did she say?
You remember last week during the thing, he was shaking his cane at Trump and doing the whole thing. She called it a pimp cane.
That hoe should fucking know.
That is correct. Lauren said the elder statesman shook his pimp cane at President Trump during his address to Congress. Here's Lauren on Real America's Voice.
For him to go and shake his pimp cane at President Trump was absolutely abhorrent.
She was shaking somebody's pimp cane in a movie theater, not to
That's right.
Why might Lauren be especially tuned into all things pimp related right now?
Because it ain't easy.
She might be thinking about pimping because she keeps fueling rumors that she's hooking up with Kid Rock after the two were spotted leaving one of Trump's inauguration events together.
You're assuming that the reference to it being a pimp cane was an insult. Maybe that's just what she likes. The man did an album called Early Morning Stone Pimp.
You are connecting the dots right now.
Doesn't the Representative Al Green, not to be confused with the Reverend, don't he got a ponytail?
Do you think she thought that was the real Al Green that was in?
I think it's entirely possible.
I enjoy your conspiracies.
You know, they're not always evil. Sometimes they're just a little bit fucked up.
Is that the new celebrity it couple for you all, Boebert and Kid Rock?
It's the new celebrity ick couple.
Nice.
Okay.
Points.
Or that one. Let's see your offender. Who's this offender?
He could be one of many bald-headed white men with a goatee.
That's one of them white dudes you see in the grocery store. You'd be like, I wonder how he voted.
You don't know until you see his tattoos.
Yes.
And then you know.
That is former Marine and J.D. Vance's actual cousin, Nate Vance.
Okay. Oh.
Who did J.D.'s cousin offend?
I would assume either JD or his wife.
He definitely didn't say anything about JD Vance's wife, because if he said something about JD Vance's wife, JD would not have cared.
That's right. That's a great point.
Thanks.
Cousin Nate offended his cousin JD by calling him and Trump Vladimir Putin's useful idiots. Now, Nate Vance has served in Ukraine trying to defend the country from Russia, and he recently told a French newspaper that this disastrous Zelensky White House visit was, quote, an ambush of absolute bad faith. How did Nate describe Russia's diplomatic policy?
Does Russia have a diplomatic policy?
That's a great question.
It's just invade and beat up people.
Snatch them up, smash and grab, that's the policy.
Here's Nate on Aaron Burnett.
These people, as a policy, will eat their own. So they will not hesitate to eat an American president or American vice president.
Bonus question, what happened to J.D. Vance Thursday night at the Kennedy Center?
That boy got booed within an inch of his life. It was beautiful.
Here's the video.
There is no sound in the English language that maps more directly to the corresponding emotion than booing.
I just want to know, what was he going to see that was so important he needed to see it in person? You just got to watch the Wiggles at home. That was the Fendometer. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's time for Meet in the Middle, where we find common ground between two people who would never be caught hanging out. All right, on one side, we have Emma Stone, Bernie Sanders, Kermit the Frog, and Fabio.
Okay.
And on the other side, there's Second Lady Usha Vance, Glenn Powell, Gordon Ramsay, and Alf. First up, reality tykes. Which two appeared on reality TV when they were teenagers? Give me one from each side.
Well, I don't think Alf was ever a teenager.
Bernie was a teenager in the 1700s, so it's hard to think that he was on a television show. Emma Stone, that's believable, right? That she's probably the right age.
Yeah, I like the math behind that.
I'm going to go Emma Stone and Uche, yeah.
Okay.
Glenn Powell has like a bland reality show type
100%.
look, doesn't he?
Hey, he's doing his best.
But he looks like the guy who got kicked off the 3rd episode of Joe Bachelor.
The answer is Glenn Powell and Emma Stone.
Oh!
Glenn Powell appeared in a Survivor ripoff for kids called Endurance.
Oh.
Hold on, Survivor for kids?
Yeah, you know.
They need to know.
How is that legal?
Emma Stone was on VH1's In Search of the New Partridge Family. Take a look.
I'm a bitch, I'm a lover, I'm a child, I'm a mother, I'm a sinner, I'm a saint.
Yeah, hump.
Are you okay, man?
Next up, we got I Know Why the Enraged Bird Stings. Which two were injured in an incident with a bird?
I do know one of these.
Oh, so do I.
Okay, we probably know the same one.
That's right. I know it's Fabio, because that was horrifying. And I think it's Chef Boy.
When you say a bird, you mean like an actual bird or like a...
Yes.
How many?
A bird, not like a 1940s hot lady, a bird.
It feels like Bernie would be in a fight with a pigeon like any day of the week. Like, just every day, just mad at a pigeon for some reason.
Because Nimesh is our guest.
Yes.
We're going to say Bernie.
No. I want to be right.
Fabio.
Okay.
And we'll take Usha.
It is Fabio and Gordon Ramsay, who were both injured in a bird incident. Now, real quick for our younger viewers and young people in the audience, Fabio was basically like Jason Momoa, but he didn't talk. Fabio went to Busch Gardens down in Tampa in 1999 when a goose hit the roller coaster he was riding, and here is the iconic photo. But that's how handsome Fabio was. Like, took a bird to the face. He goes, that is unfortunate. And here's Gordon Ramsay tangling with a puffin during the filming of his show, The F Word.
You're one lucky little fucker. Mind my fucking nose.
It likes your nose.
Shit.
That's just puffin defense. He sexually assaulted that bird.
All right, let's do Host World. Which two hosted their own talk shows?
I want to say Alf did.
Right. I want to say Bernie and Alf. Like, you can see Bernie, like, on a public access Vermont show, just, like, raging against Ben and Jerry. You know,
yeah, but is
mad.
that really like a talk show, though? Because I don't imagine him talking to people, just being mad at the camera.
The answer is Alf and Bernie Sanders hosted their own talk shows. TV Land gave Alf his own short-lived talk show in 2007, and Bernie used to host a local access show in the 80s called Bernie Speaks with the Community. We finally found a show with a title more awkward than Have I Got News for You? Bernie's public access show ran for 52 episodes on local access back when Bernie was still the mayor of Burlington, Vermont.
Show it. Oh my God, show it, show it. I gotta see it. I gotta see it now. Show it.
Here's Bernie talking to kids at camp about the importance of literacy.
I'm trying to argue with these kids. They think they're very smart and that school is not important.
Yeah.
Is that right? Well, I disagree with you. All right? I think you're dumb if you don't sit down and learn how to read and write. You know why?
Are you dumb?
How was your day today? The mayor called me dumb.
The kid in that clip, Pete Hegseth.
We didn't get to Kermit and Usha, but they're both respected in their fields, and they're both married to overconfident pigs who don't shut up. More after the break. Welcome back. It's time now for Odd One Out. I'm going to show everybody 4 pictures, and you'll have to guess which one sticks out like Anderson Cooper at a tanning salon. Let's do it. Here's your first group of 4. We have Taika Waititi, Sir Patrick Stewart, Sarah Silverman, and Sir Anthony Hopkins. Who is the odd one out?
Sarah Silverman's the odd one out because she's the only American? It's never that easy, is it?
I was gonna say Taika because he's the only one who, like, if Trump saw his name on paper, like, he's got to get deported. Everyone else is fine.
The odd one out is Sir Patrick Stewart. Sir Patrick Stewart has never played Adolf Hitler on screen.
That was my next guess.
Taika played Hitler in Jojo Rabbit, Sarah Silverman played Hitler on Conan, and Sir Anthony Hopkins played Hitler in the TV movie The Bunker, while Sir Patrick Stewart played a literal piece of shit in the Emoji Movie.
I can't imagine getting all the way to being Sird, and then I'm playing doo-doo in a film.
It's hard to imagine any other actor playing the role of the poop emoji. But surprisingly, Sir Patrick Stewart was not the first actor offered the role. Bonus points. Can you name that actor?
Kid Rock.
I said actor.
I mean, he acting like something.
Wouldn't it be cool if, like, it was Christopher Walken? Like, that would be a good piece of poop. You know?
No,
Right?
I'm like, yeah, similar people who, like, don't ever turn anything down, right? Like, has Samuel Jackson never said no, right, to an offer?
You can't have Sam Jackson yelling through the... It's for kids, man. Yes, I'm a turd, and I be turding.
Sometimes that doo-doo be loud.
Can you make sure to email us all a still of Bomani, and then underneath it says, you know, sometimes that doo-doo be loud.
The role of the poop emoji was first offered to Oscar-winning writer and director Jordan Peele, who said, quote, "It was the Emoji Movie that actually helped me quit acting." His agent brought him that role, and Jordan Peele was like, "Get out."
Well done.
That was Odd One Out. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's time for Which is Higher. I'll give you 2 unrelated numbers from the news and pop culture. You tell me which is higher. The number of days these two NASA astronauts have been stuck on the International Space Station.
Yes.
Or the number of days Donald Trump went golfing in his first term.
Oh, in his
Oh
first
my
term.
God,
First
that's
term.
That's
hard.
very good.
Oh, that's
I was
That's
sure
hard.
it couldn't possibly be more than the first one.
Damn.
They've been in space a while.
Like 10 months. I feel like it's Trump.
Oh, it's Trump.
It's got to be
It's
Trump.
gotta be Trump.
It's gotta be
I
Trump.
want it to be Trump.
As of this airing, Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore have been stuck in space for 284 days. And during his first term, Donald Trump went golfing 293 days. So the number of days Trump went golfing in his first term is higher than the amount of time these people have been stuck in space. Do y'all even remember that they was up there?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought they came back. Honestly, I did.
But if only there was somebody drawing attention to this issue to let them know that they are not forgotten. And remember, there's still 2 people stranded in space. And remember, there's still 2 people stranded in space. There's still 2 people stranded in space. And there's still 2 people stranded in space. Folks, I want to thank our guests tonight, Bomani Jones and Nimesh Patel. And of course, thank you to our team captains, Amber Ruffin and Michael Ian Black. Before we sign off, here are a few more stories we're watching. Spirit Halloween opens up early this year. Your mom forces you to take pictures with that cousin you barely know. The last thing you see before you die. I'm Roy Wood Jr., and I'll see you next week for another episode of Have I Got News for You? And remember, there's still 2 people stranded